Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to episode 3, season 2 of CanvasKiller Critiques. I'm Canvas, and today we talking about another one of my good friends out here, doing their thing in the art world. This gentleman goes by the name of Brian Branch. And before I start talking about an untitled piece of his, we're just going to call it She's Beautiful because that's what the first couple comments read uh, with this piece that's posted on Instagram. So let's read Brian's bio. So Brian says, my work is a product of 3 decades of a life lived in the vanguard of visual expression. Committed to honor the beauty of the African diaspora, honed by a passion for the surreal. These paintings are visual representations of the emotions I feel while using a specific palette to create ethereal worlds of beauty, regality, turbulence, and peace. I also love to use legends and fairy tales to explore ever manifesting and reoccurring themes relevant in our world. This is what I call diasporic surrealism. Feel me? You got bars. Offer it. And I really enjoy that term, diasporic surrealism, right? Um, yeah, word. So without any further ado, the piece that we're going to look at least on the Instagram, it was posted around March of 2020. So we're going to look at a piece that has certainly aged well. And like I said, we're going to call it She's Beautiful. That's what was in the first couple comments to this piece that looked untitled. I was drawn to it for a couple reasons. I definitely have an affinity for butterflies. So the softly created butterflies over her shoulder on the left really drew me in, and then the the very plain expression on her face that read very familiar to me, like if I wanted to take a picture of my niece or my nephews and they weren't necessarily in the mood to take a picture, right? This may be what the first or second photo looks like. And that her expression looked, it was really familiar to me through family. And so that was one of the second reasons that I stopped to look at this image. And then lastly, this contrast in texture that's created where you're seeing this shirt that she has on, which I would assume is maybe like a plaid shirt with a kind of cross or hatched design that these squares are in. Though at the parts that are climbing up the front of the shoulder, how jagged and triangulated they are. I really appreciated that change in texture. Um, because I was assuming that it's maybe an exaggeration of how her clothes are actually formed, right? And it may not be. Her shirt may actually be that jagged. Though, with my interpretation as I'm looking at it, I was wanting to ascribe the pointed texture of her shirt in that area as being more telling of her personality. Um, and that then, made the look on the face funny again, right? Where it's just like, you have this sharp, metaphorically, this sharp, witty kid, this gritty kid that you're asking to pose for this photo. And I love how, especially on Instagram, the comments can sometimes accentuate the piece, right? Where um who knows what this young lady thinks about the photo that was taken as a reference for this. She may love taking photos, she may not, right? Though with the expression on her face, it certainly seems as though she's neutral, right? On taking the photo. She's not overly excited. She's neutral, though the response is she's beautiful, right? And yeah, I certainly really enjoy this piece. Um and it stands out also, especially on your profile, Brian. Because much to the bio that we read of Brian's, a lot of his work will include legend, will include fairy tales, as he says, to explore ever manifesting and reoccurring themes relevant in our world. And so, you know, um, right next to imagery of very whimsical figures that may be either floating or flying by way of their wings, very angelic, very ethereal, as he points out. um, I enjoyed this very human moment of capturing this young lady, and seemingly a field with these butterflies that are very close to her and flanking her in just this real delicate way. Um, which can also um, like insinuate her relation to nature, right? And anytime or most times that I see butterflies, especially in large groups, they are flocking to flowers or flocking to a tree. Um, and so yeah, that definitely poses or posits this young lady as being relatable to something in nature, which is beautiful. Um, there's also some. I love the softness of the colors created in the background, because by the color it suggests that either she's in the field, she's outside, she's somewhere where there's either grass or trees or some sort of greenery behind her, though there's no detail that creates any form inside of the green. So it literally reinforces the focus on what's in the forefront, right? Being this young lady and the butterflies. So great job, great job. Yeah, yo, if you all have been fans of the show, I spoke of Brian Branch's art last season, episode 14. So you can certainly check out that episode from last season to get a bit different of an aesthetic from he. Equally as beautiful, equally as thoughtful, though speaks more to the legends and the fairy tale, which I enjoy because the representation of our stories and our folklore is very important. So I will certainly include Brian's information inside of the description, so you can check him out, support his art, go and look at some more of his creations. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Brian, for what you contribute to the art world. Um, Light going out won't stop us. We back. All right, but so, yo, thank you all so much for tuning in. Brian, thank you again. And we'll see you soon, yo. Check out Brian's Diasporic Surrealism. You will not be disappointed. This has been episode 3, season 2, CanvasKiller Critiques. I will see you next week.